Welcome to the In-Step, Magic's #1 weekly show called the In-Step. I mean, technically there's only one show called the In-Step, and it's this one, so it's kind of like we're #1 by default. It's like making top 8 at an 8-man tournament. Bam! Now, it still counts. Now, what is the In-Step? This is a weekly show that's going to cover all you need to know about Magic going into the weekend. I'll be talking about upcoming Magic tournaments on Twitch, upcoming paper Magic releases and pre-releases, special cube or flashback drafts on Magic Online. I'll also be covering some of my favorite pet commander cards, old school commanders, Magic card alters, and last but not least, a handcrafted by me top 5 or top 10 list to end up the episode. So, welcome to the In-Step. Let's have some fun. Up first, we have Magic Stream, so let's put on your wizard hat as we wade down to the Twitch stream, pushing PlayerUnknown Battleground players out of the way as we scroll all the way down to Magic. On the official Magic Twitch channel, there's going to be the 2018 Magic Worlds Championship event. 24 of the world's best Magic players will compete for a prize pool of over $300,000. Including $100,000 going to first place. Now you may be sitting there saying to yourself, Jolt, that is a lot of money, and you know what, you're right. I also like imagining that they get paid in like loose booster packs. So imagine whoever wins, they have to rent a U-Haul to haul off all those loose booster packs. So hopefully they give them $100,000 cash. Might have a little bit of a hard time kind of cashing in some of those booster packs. Friday and Saturday will consist of 3 rounds of Dominaria Booster and 4 rounds of Standard, kicking off at 12 p.m. Eastern on Friday. Also, before the finals on Sunday, there will be a team series of championship event featuring 2 teams battling it out with team-sealed Guilds of Ravnica, with the winning team walking away with over $100,000. So be sure to watch on Sunday so you can catch some of the year's first Guild of Ravnica sealed. It's also pretty cool to see that much money on the line for a Guilds of Ravnica sealed event. Over on the Star City Games channel, there's a Legacy Open going on this weekend in Baltimore, so make sure you tune in and watch at some point. Star City Games has cut down on the number of Legacy events that they have put out, so it's always nice to kind of get to watch some Legacy throughout the entire weekend, and there's some really good players that you can definitely learn from. It starts at 10 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday, with top 8 happening later in the day on Sunday, and that will be in Baltimore. So if you're in the area, make sure you kind of head over there and watch some of that. Now, let's step into the Vault of Dreams and look at this week's Speakeasy Underplayed Commander card of the week, and that's going to be Lim-Dul's Vault. I love this card. This is everything that you want to do in Commander. You can tutor for a specific card if you want, but you can also kind of run into this position to where once you're looking at the top 5 cards of your library, you're going to get these value piles that are really nice to keep, and you'll end up keeping those instead of going for a specific card. And it also has a really nice balance between tutoring and card advantage in Commander, especially if you have some sort of way, whether it's Jason Mind Sculptor or Phyrexian Arena, to really kind of take advantage of that card draw. Definitely run it if you're running any sort of black-blue at all. Now, let's step out of the vault and into the darkness and cover this week's old school cool commander of the week, and that's going to be Ramses Overdark. This is a very unique ability for black-blue. You know, it's a black-blue commander that cares about enchantments. I will say this, I have built Ramses Overdark, and I would suggest kind of going with a black-blue control deck first, and then kind of having Ramses Overdark be the kind of backup plan for the deck. You want to get into a position to where you have a lot of mana rocks on the battlefield, you have a lot of mana. One of the worst things you could do is get down Ramses Overdark for 6 mana, and it gets hit with the removal spell, and there's not much you can do about it. And also, if you're running too many enchantments, it's really going to weigh the deck down. So you kind of want to run about 10 enchantments in the deck, and there's a lot of really cool black enchantments that care about a creature dying and returning to your side of the battlefield. So it actually works out perfectly with Ramses Dark's activated ability of destroying target enchanted creature. So pretty cool. Now for the card altar of the week, and that's going to be Bobioplasm. I love Mimeoplasm. I always love imagining what it's like kind of building that actual monster once you kind of get it out of the graveyard, and seeing this Bob Ross altar is just, it's just stunning. It's beautiful. If Bob Ross played Magic, I know that he would play Mimeoplasm because he would love to craft a nice happy little monster, and that would be a lot of fun. But it's just Eric Klug, and it's just so good at altars, and one day I'll own one of his altars. But let's go and wrap up the In-Step and move to our top 10 Ravnica. So I'm really excited about some of these cards. Number 10, Crush Contraband. Choose one or both, exile target artifact or enchantment. You know, this is going to be a wonderful commander staple, but for the most part, look at that that art on it. It kind of looks like a little bit like a luchador or something like that. I don't know, I just really enjoyed the art on that. Number 9, it's going to be Divine Visitation. It's always nice to have some sort of replacement effect. The fact that you can turn these into 4/4 white angel tokens, this will definitely be going into my Darien deck. Imagine tapping down Ancient Tomb to get 2 4/4 angels on the battlefield with Soul Sisters. Oh, Some good magic right there. Number 7 is going to be Deafening Clarion. Choose one or both. Deals 3 damage to each creature, and then creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn. I love magic cards that have some sort of lopsided effect. You know, wiping your opponent's board state out and giving your creatures life gain. Really great way to kind of take care of your opponent's board and just have a really big swing in your favor. So really enjoy cards like that. Number 6, Null Hide. Hexproof. Can't cast creature spells. 2 mana activated ability. Loses all abilities until end of turn. Any player may activate this ability. And then if a spell or ability causes you to discard this card, put it on the battlefield instead of putting it into your graveyard. A lot to take in. It reminds me of an old school Magic card, and it's just for that. I don't know what sort of commander deck I'm going to be putting this into, but I see a wall of text and I'm instantly attached to that. Alright, so number 5 is going to be March of the Multitudes. Create X White Soul. Hold on. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright. Doom Whisperer, Flying and Trample, pay 2 life, surveil 2. I love Magic cards that allow you to. Yeah, I don't know. That's one of those things where I saw that on Twitter. I was like, that is very bizarre. But anyway, Doom Whisperers, pay 2 life, surveil 2, look at the top 2 cards of your library, dump those into the graveyard. Having a Magic card that has an activated ability of paying life is one of my favorite things to do, and being able to dump stuff into the graveyard is always a lot of fun too. So this is instantly going to be a wonderful commander card, kind of a graveyard style card, and definitely going to be putting in a lot of my commander decks. Now, 1,000-Year Storm. This is one of those cards that, you know, you play Magic long enough and you always kind of have these cards that you want to be made, and you come across certain cards like this and you're like, yes, I need to put this into a Storm deck. But anyway, love it. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it for each other instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn. You may choose new targets for the copies. I'll definitely be putting this in my Nin the Paint Artist deck, and it just seems commander written all over it. Can't wait to play with it. Now, number 2 is going to be Betrayal. Exile all cards. Number 3. Exile all cards from opponent's graveyards. You may cast those cards this turn. Spend manas or any color to cast those cards. Then, at the beginning of the next end step, if any of those cards remain exiled, return them to their owner's graveyard. Exile this card. You know, Magic sometimes gets to this point to where it feels like they kind of like slow down on the gameplay or some of these wonky cards. So, see something like this printed at 3 mana makes me really happy. Number 2 is going to be Silencer. Reminds me of an old school card, just a wall of text. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, exile target creature that player controls, put a hit counter on it, and then that player loses the game. If they have 3 or more cards, exile with that, shuffle her into your library. Now, when you're playing commander, that shuffle effect, you can choose to have her go back to the command zone. But other than that, this is just such a unique commander. It might end up being the first commander that I put on my channel, just because it's just one of those. I love alternative win conditions and the fact that she's kind of like this vampire assassin, just flavor wise, and that she's kind of disappearing into the night when she gets shuffled into your deck. I don't know, it's just really cool. Really enjoy her, cannot wait to build her deck. And that's going to bring us to number 1, and that's going to be Assassin's Trophy. I know it's kind of a gimme to be number 1, but my very first pre-release was Return to Ravnica, and I chose Golgari. So to have a instant speed destroy target permanent spell at 2 mana, it's just, I can't wait to put this in Modern, Commander, just anything that's green-black. I will definitely be running into this. It's just a beautiful card. But that's going to bring us to the end step. So this is going to be the first time I've done this video. If you have any suggestions or any sort of content you would like to see in the future, put it in the comments below. And I hope you have a magical weekend. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.